Hi. So we're in the hot closing phases of the FIFA Women's World Cup, Football World Cup. And, you know, as the results come out, uh, there's going to be a lot of pontification as to why this happened and so on. Like in Jamaica, you know, we're celebrating the fact that we, for the first time, any Caribbean team has ever reached the round of 16, whether it is in the men's area or the women's area. And so um, to get to the round of 16 at the expense of Brazil, that's a big issue. So there's pontification. The reason why this is so, why this achievement took place is because of team synergy. These young ladies have been fighting for years. They have gone through many, many challenges in order to get there. So they're well knit, a lot of synergy in the team. So, not surprisingly, we want to go deeper, very down on this whole issue of synergy and the importance of synergy. Can it be relevant outside of sports? Hi, I'm Trevor E.S. Smith. I'm with the Success with People Academy, and I'll be your guide through the next 30 to 35 minutes as we explore this very important issue of cultivating synergy in our teams in order to enhance performance. And we want to look at applying a model that is decidedly in favor, or it is developed actually to drive synergy and performance in teams. So let's bury down a little bit further. I'm just going to go through this quickly, but I wanted to show how important synergy is in the workplace as well. So Vital Smarts, 91% of respondents face barriers to effective team collaboration. So you have issues like misunderstandings, lack of clarity with respect to their roles, and poor communication. And then Clear Company also reveals that 86% of employees and executives attribute workplace failures to lack of collaboration and, here we go again, ineffective communication. In the Journal of Applied Psychology, the study shows that teams that exhibit high synergy are 36% more likely to perform above average than those with low synergy. Synergy is important. Here we go. Harvard Business Review shows that teams with strong synergy are more innovative and adaptable. So we're looking at resilience. So this whole idea of adaptability, innovation, creativity is critical. They are critical. So another study in the International Journal of Business Communication found that organizations with effective communication practices have a 50% higher employee engagement rate. So we know we do the studies that shows over the years that 2/3 of employees are not engaged. So here is an answer. You know, improve your communication practices and you will also improve your engagement levels. And then the Gallup study that shows that companies with engaged teams due to effective communication, 21% more profitable. This goes right to the bottom line. This is not soft skills, and we're not investing in soft skills. This is going right down to the bottom line. So what I want to share today is a model that has been developed, that has been designed to address these issues with respect to team performance, team synergy, team dynamics, and the leadership that would drive those issues. And it's the DISCerning model of communication and leadership. It's built on the DISC framework. But rather than recite what the DISC stands for, etc., I just want to quickly give a practical example of why these toolkits matter, right? So let us say there's a notification that needs to go out, and we want to look at how it should be crafted. So from the dominance D style toolkit, we could pull out from the toolkit a bullet point notification with a clear call to action and a desired outcome. That's it. Goal-oriented outcome, bullet point, bam, bam, bam. From the I-style inducement toolkit, we could pull out communication that's engaging and inspires the team to come fully engaged to achieve this important objective. From the S-style toolkit, steadiness toolkit, we can create a document that's politically correct and invites an awareness of the need for collective action to resolve an important issue. And from the C-style, the conscientiousness toolkit, we can pull out a evidence-driven plan of action, detailed plan of action with the desired outcome. So that's a practical way of looking at it. It's not just the idea that we have these 4 toolkits. It is really actions that will drive how we interact, how we share information, how we receive information. So that's what it is about. It is a practical solution that deals with our every action or every thought. It tells us how to think, by the way. Yeah. What sort of mindset should we have in a given situation? Yeah. So if we go to, visit somebody who's grieving, it's not about looking at your watch. It's not looking at time. It's really about empathy. Yes. If we are in a battle zone, on the battlefield, it's really more about being decisive, because delay might cost lives. That's what this is. This is a practical model that helps us to make wise decisions, that helps us to communicate better so that we can achieve our goals. All right. So the model is built upon the DISC framework, right? The Jungian theory that looks at how we have 4 different toolkits, 4 different approaches, 4 different mindsets to navigate through life. So once we understand the differences in philosophy, the differences in mindset among our team members, then we are able to better understand each other. We better deal with things like conflict, understand the team dynamics, and we're able to draw on the team and its diversity to enhance performance. That's basically the idea. We know how to give instructions to different individuals with different behavioral styles. It's not one size fits all. So that's the concept that we're talking about here. And when we put all of that together, we're going to end up with reduced misunderstandings, improved collaboration, stronger relationships. That synergy makes a huge difference. And of course, enhanced productivity. So what about the leadership now? Because the leadership is important. One of the things that will happen with this Women's World Cup is that some coaches might lose their jobs while others will be elevated and celebrated. So leadership is also important. What happens with the DISCerning model of communication and leadership is that we equip leaders with clarity as how they should communicate, how they should interact with diverse team members. So a leader will know that Don prefers to have clarity as to what it is that he is to do, and to give us some room, some latitude as to how to achieve those objectives. Whereas Carl wants more clarity. Carl wants a clear plan of action, laid out consequences, objectives, etc. Similarly, Susan also wants to have more information before she gets started. Yes, Ivan wants some room for creativity. That's what it is. So the leader knows how to inspire, how to motivate, and how to drive team performance. And it's like an orchestra. And this is the band leader that knows when to bring up this, a choir master. Come up the trebles now. Bass, okay, your time. That's what it is. This gives you the tools, you have it before you, right? In detail, details, graphical details. For example, here's a map. This is a map of a team, right? So it looks kind of confusing, but let me share. These are arrows, and so the back of the arrow is the person's natural style. With the extended disc, which is the platform, the assessment tool that we use, with extended disc, we identify the natural style. Sometimes people forget who they are. So we look at the natural style, but also there's a concept of a perceived need to adjust. So at home, this is me, but at work, I feel a need to behave like this. And we're not saying when that need, that feeling came around, but basically, I'm functioning differently in the team. And that helps in a number of ways. And so when we have the map here, then we not only see where each person is on the extended this diamond. This thing is a diamond here. And for each area of the diamond, you get a different report. So there are millions of lines of text, right? So we have different behavioral styles that come with the diamond. And we can see that someone over here might have a different philosophy from someone over here. Yeah. Also, the length of the arrows give you some indication as well. Like this individual here, this individual would prefer to use C-style behavior, system, structure, accountability. But the perception is that innovation, creativity is the winning solution. And you can see the length of the arrow here. Now, that's good because the person is obviously then willing to flex, if you want to call it that, their behavior. The challenge with that is that if you are doing this journey every single day, consider this to be an elastic band, a rubber band. If you keep stretching that rubber band after a while, it might lose its elasticity and not even break. So that's the challenge that we have. So it's not a can do or can't do, but you would want to be careful with this individual to guide them, to make sure that we're not pushing for burnout, right? So that's one of the things that you can get from the map. But also another key that you can get from these team maps is to look at the direction of the arrows. Yeah, if the arrows are scattered all over, yeah, that might be one message. But suppose you wanted the team to be more focused on compliance, you would want arrows to be pointing in that direction. If you wanted the team to be more engaging and innovative, you would want arrows to be pointing in that direction. So it's a question as well then as the messaging that you're sending up. Is the messaging landing in the way that you want? Because is it affecting then the behaviors? That's the perceived need to adjust should be aligned with the direction in which you want the team to go. Those are some of the things that we can get from a simple map like this. This map alone could actually drive a consultancy or a look at organization development. So that's one of the things that we want to look at. There's another area, but I'll show it from a different map that you can get there. So the dynamics that come from the diagnostics result in high-performing teams that actually would thrive then on the diversity of the team. Yes. Okay. So let's continue our journey. All right. So conflict is a constant problem. Misunderstandings, communication challenges. One of the things that we do in the DISCerning, when we are applying the DISCerning model of communication and leadership, is that there is a coaching. There's a large body of knowledge. Many books, PowerPoint presentations, videos, webinars, recordings, all sorts of content that has been developed to assist persons to apply the model. And once that is in place, you will see a marked reduction in conflict, misunderstandings. People start to get information in the way that they want it. They get feedback in ways that work. So some of these snide remarks and the animus that sometimes are present in teams, somehow by understanding that it's not that Trevor is a terrible person, it's just that he has a different approach. He has a different behavioral style. And we just need to understand that he might have problems with how I present information or how I interact with him. So that's a basic understanding then. And that results in a culture of more open communication, greater transparency, trust even, because people are open and transparent, and definitely we are able to resolve conflicts. In my considerable experience working in this area, a lot of conflicts come from simple misunderstanding of what was said. Yes. For example, a simple one is if we look at the Nike just do it. If I'm communicating with somebody who has a preference for the D style and I'm using it, just do it, it might come across as, how you mean? It sounds as if you're forcing me. I must just do it. No, I have questions. I have questions to ask you. Don't just tell me just do it. I want to discuss it. That might come across. Yeah. So that's not the intention. The intention is, come on, just do it. Don't delay. Just do it. But it could come across. It could land different. So all I'm saying is that if we understand the syntax behind this language of behaviors that we use in our DISCerning communication model, then we can quickly go back and say, hey, no, I didn't really mean it that way. I meant, hey, man, come on, here's an opportunity. Come on, get it done. So that's some of the things that would come now to remove some of those unnecessary conflicts because people understand. Yeah. So how do we apply it? It sounds good. This could make a difference, yes. But what's involved? What's the process like? Right. So this diagram actually outlines exactly how it works. I'm going to give you an overview here and then show you some slides afterwards that kind of goes into a little bit more detail. So here in the top, we're looking at the discovering behavioral styles. So that's where we start. The process definitely starts with doing behavioral DNA analysis. So we get granular information on the behavioral styles of individuals, depending on their role. So you customize the assessment to each role. So whether this person is in internal audit or they are sales or some other area, we actually craft the report so that there's a role fit analysis in the analysis, in the assessment that goes to give us clarity as to the preferences of this individual, how to communicate with them, where there are developmental gaps, where there are strengths, etc. So that's basically what it is. So the other thing would be inspire effective communication. So once the assessments are done, ideally, unfortunately, a lot of the work that we do, people are using the assessment for recruitment, and so they never ever come back for the debriefing. But we work a lot with individuals, leaders and the team, where we actually then teach a new language, a language of behaviors. So they are equipped then to speak from their preferred style in ways that other styles can understand them. So there's no conflict. So we actually have a full model, full workup, all sorts of content relating to how to give information, how to receive information, how to connect with someone from a different style. So we do all of that. And then the other big issue is to do a role fit analysis, to look at individuals and the role that they are playing. Are they a good fit? What adjustments would they have to make in order to deliver higher performance in the particular role from their preferred behavioral style? That, believe me, it's powerful. And when you actually look at the team, one of the frightening things that I'm finding as I'm working with teams now is how the teams are structured in such a way that they are going to have challenges in a dynamic, disruptive environment, serious problems. So we can look at that as well to see how well the team is aligned to the task environment. And then the final thing would be now to equip the leaders, is to give the leaders the capacity to be agile, to be able to look at their team members and to see how to get best results from them individually and collectively. That's basically the process. It sounds long, but basically what it is I will get an email list with all of the team members and their roles. We send out a link. Within 7 to 10 minutes, they complete the assessments. The data is available, goes to either the individuals or to their team leaders. Then we create the team maps and we're ready for the dialogue, for the debriefing. And that can be done in one of the things that we call Reading People for Success workshop, a one-day workshop, or it can be done online, or we can set up one-on-one debriefing session. So it's simple, it's easy, it's not disruptive. All right. Okay. So the behavioral styles, these are the components now. We do the assessment, we use the world leading extended DISC assessments on the Revolutionary Things platform. So it comes and we can see natural style, perceived need to adjust. And there are a number of other graphical representations that come that give us insight, people who are trained to understand it. And we can, in fact, train and equip you and your team members to be able to get more from the basic analysis. All right, so that's done. And then we look at some team maps. And believe you me, this work is exciting work. For example, when you put up this map on the right, what do you think if you look at this four quadrant team map? Yeah. So let me read some of it. Maybe some of the print is fine. So over on the right, facts, results, change. Yeah. Right-sidedness. This is where decisiveness. This is where innovation, creativity, influencing. Over here, system structures, accountability, traditions, and so on. So this team is likely to have problems in a highly competitive, rapid changing environment. That's part of the challenge that we would have. And I'm increasingly, we're not increasing. And so I suppose I'm drawn more to this kind of team and the challenges that they would have given the swift disruption and the high levels of disruption that has been taking place. Because these teams were built, where things were pretty much static. So, built for endurance. We just have to keep the status quo going, make sure that we don't make any mistakes, etc. And that is how people are hired. Come, fit in, and let's keep it going. Now, people are striving to find people over here who are disruptive, who are creative. These people are never getting jobs. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. So when we look at this is the overall team map, and then we can actually infuse the arrow map to see who are the individuals and where they are. Critical, believe me. Very powerful stuff. Right? And then, of course, as I was saying, we teach the language of behaviors. We have a whole body of knowledge. This is one book, this DISCerning listening, because listening is a challenge. And this is a really powerful book. And it's free, by the way. You can send me an email at info@successwithpeople.org for a copy of DISCerning listening. Very neat to put together and informative. So if you want a copy, send me an email at info@successwithpeople.org. And so this language of behaviors is taught so people learn to communicate differently. So Don is no longer an arrogant bully, but is really a colleague who sees life differently. And because he sees life differently, he communicates in a different kind of way. Maybe he sees more urgency in life, etc. But the key, is that having broken that down, I now feel more comfortable letting Don know when he's going over the top. So I can say, hey, Don, please, I can hear you better when you lower your D. And he understands it. He smiles because he remembers, because he might have challenges with my S or my C or my I. That's what it is. It's a fun arrangement where people laugh at themselves, laugh at their behaviors, and now come to a place where it's not personal. It's just a style. And therefore, we can adjust how we respond to the style. Critical. It makes a huge difference to synergy in the team. And of course, we talked about the alignment of roles. How comfortable? Somebody would say you shouldn't be comfortable because you need to be stretched. Yes, but nobody wants to go to work if they're right-handed and consistently have to use their left hand. That's not comfortable. That's not productive. So we have these templates that match individuals against these templates. That's an ideal way to complete the role, do the job that they are assigned. And we can see then areas for development. So the further to the left, those blocks that you see on the left-hand side here means that it requires more energy. The individual has to pay greater attention to get it. This doesn't come naturally. Those over here, where you see the 100% match, means that the individual is comfortable. This just comes naturally to them. And this then helps you to do coaching as well. So you could identify and say, hey, we want to work on these 3 behaviors over the next 3 months, and then we shift to some others. That's what this is about. And when we pull it together as a team, we can then enhance productivity. So what are some of the outcomes then that you can get from the DISCerning model of communication and leadership? One of them is enhanced trust. Definitely, when people get more comfortable, understand each other a little bit better, then trust is also going to increase. Productivity, clearly, because we're not having all of this misunderstanding and unnecessary delays. Conflict reduction, and also if you still have them, they can be resolved quickly. And because of the diversity, and because we're creating a climate of safety, a psychological safety, we can have greater innovation and creativity, which is critical now as we go forward in the work environment. Yeah. So what is the key takeaway? That there is synergy is important in teams, and the DISCerning model of communication and leadership is an answer to cultivating synergy in your team. Your team will be better equipped. The leaders will be better equipped to empower the team in such a way that you can overcome challenges and make the best use of opportunities. So I would suggest let's build some high-performing teams that achieve great results. Send me an email, info@successwithpeople.org, or simply WhatsApp me, 876-535-6677. So what are the next steps then? I'm suggesting that you have this discussion with your team. Yeah. I would actually suggest that you share the link to, it will be up on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook. Share the link and have a discussion with your team about it. But here's a bigger thing. I put it out there that I'm prepared to have a more interactive session where you can ask me questions. I will, be willing to do a webinar that talks about the model and how it could impact your team. Just email me and we can finalize some dates. Right? No cost, no cost. Once again, info@successwithpeople.org. And by the way, you can access, we have a series of these live casts on our YouTube channel. It's Success with People Academy, Success with People Academy on YouTube and 5735. All right. So who are we? We are the InfoServe Group, and Success with People Academy is one of our divisions. We are actually SHRM recertification providers. What that really means is that any certification that we do can be applied for SHRM CP or SCP recertification. What it really means is that we operate at internationally recognized standards. So the quality is there. That's why we are able to be a recertification provider. And we deploy our DISCerning model of communication and leadership. And also we have this REAL framework that we use to enhance performance of individuals, of teams, of organizations. Yeah. And yes, we do, in fact, use granular behavioral DNA assessments from Extended DISC, the revolutionary Thinks platform. Let's have a conversation. Yeah. WhatsApp me, 876-535-6677. Thank you. And we'll talk next week.